and welcome to Wrestle Talk with a Rabid Beaver. And joining me at this time is the Allegiance, none other than the tobacco spitting, Kate Henning, grumpy old metal hit having, beating and backstabbing, Dan the Man Carter, and Zachary Dye. The Allegiance is here. How are you guys doing tonight?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, guys. So I know that you all have been a little bit of everywhere in the Southeast as of recently. You guys have been all over the map. RCW, you guys were with a promotion that we can no longer speak about as well at one point in time. Then you were also moving on and you're at Championship One Wrestling. So you guys are moving. And I know I'm missing some other places here. So kind of fill me in. How's everything been going the last couple months for you guys?
I'd say it's been going pretty good.
It's been going great for me. I'm living out one of my biggest dreams in life, and that's to be a manager. And then I've got the best independent wrestler on the scene today. I'm happy. The new, I'm going to go ahead and start. The new number one contender for the No Limit Championship at RCW right here. Hey, Randy Rocker knows who's going to take his title now. So,
I mean, it's bound to happen.
That is a very big cup of tea to swallow there that you just gave us, especially knowing that Randy Rocker is going to do everything within his power to maintain that, Zach. So let's talk about it. Dan the Man and Zach, let's talk about it right now. So you're calling him out. You've got the number one contendership. How are you going to beat him for that title coming up?
I've known Randy for the better part of 3-4 years now, so I've wrestled him a couple times, so I know somewhat of what he does. But he's big, he's strong, but I'm also quicker, more agile, so I have my ways around it. I don't want to spoil it, because if you come to the show, you'll see it and you'll be entertained and you'll be a new fan of mine.
Well, we respect the guy, but he's not Zach Dye. And the problem is this guy, with his name fits him, never die. So yeah, Randy's got his work cut out for him, buddy. I mean, he's got the belt. I call it a tainted victory, but that's another story. I can go into it if you want me to, but
a tainted victory. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. The manager of all managers, the one that hits everybody with the cane, is calling that one a tainted victory?
Hey, I've only had to hit one person with a cane so far. Yeah, his victory was tainted. It was a 6-man scramble match.
It wasn't one-on-one.
It wasn't a one-on-one match because, we would already had the belt. But, it was a 6-person scramble match. The match had to be restarted. It was restarted between 2 people and not the entire 6. So, Randy, he got a little tainted victory. But since then, we've had to build our way up, and the man has done his thing. And we are now number one contenders.
And don't get us wrong, Randy's a good champ.
Absolutely.
Good champ.
And great guy. Great guy.
But at the same time, he's still not me.
He's not. Yeah.
That's a fair assessment. I'll give you that, Zach. And seeing you personally in action a couple times, I can say that you definitely are a scrapper. You almost remind me of Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce's self inside the ring, especially the way you use your mind for your advantage and the emotional damage that you do to characters, do to people inside the ring and also outside the ring, because you can outsmart them. Would it be fair to say that you don't necessarily need Dan the Man Carter in your corner, but he's there because he brings something special to you and he brings out something special in you?
Yes, I would say that. Like, no disrespect, like I could do it myself, but there's something about having him there that to me makes the match more meaningful.
I'm his security blanket.
You're my comfort animal.
I'm his voice. He doesn't have to say a word. He can do his work inside the ring, and I'll take care of everything.
That's how I look at it. Like I don't need to talk to.
He don't
get myself over or anything. Like, my ring work does that for me.
Exactly.
But having him as the mouthpiece who can talk very well, it's like it just clicked.
Well, I'm going to give you a piece of advice that Dr. Tom gave me a long time ago. He said, son, he said, you can talk. He said, and if you can talk, you don't have to wrestle. But if you can wrestle, you don't have to talk. But if you can do both, you'll have a job for life, baby. So, that's one thing is you might not want to talk, but there's going to be times where you're going to need to talk, Zach.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to see that. I'd like to see that a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. I want to do it more, but it's like I don't talk unless it's absolutely needed. I rather just sit there and wrestle and let my work do it. If I have to talk, it's not either it's something serious or it's not going to be a good time for somebody when I have to talk. Because like if I'm talking, it's to the point, serious. Like it's going to be hell on earth if I have to talk. How I put it.
Well, we mentioned this to Dan the Man just a few minutes ago, but I want to get your response on this. There's a big old hoss that's out there in RCW, and he is looking for a fight all the time. He is the hoss of the South, Aiden Wright, and I believe that he thinks that he has claims to that title as well. What would you have to say to that?
I mean, he hasn't beat me yet.
Wow.
I mean,
There's that.
I mean,
But it's like I told you, that's who he had to beat to get the number one contendership anyway. He had to beat Aiden Wright. So yeah, Aiden Wright's in our back window. We're
say he's in the back. He's in the
Oh,
back. He's in the
well,
back of my mind. I'll see him. We'll see him for sure.
Yeah, It's
But-
not over. But,
no.
he's still got that big orangutan though.
He's
so
got to worry about the big orangutan.
He's got to worry about Big Andy.
So I'm in the clear for right now.
You're in the clear. Yeah, Big Andy's got him occupied.
Well, that's very true. Big Andy does have him occupied. He's looking over his shoulder. He's looking left and right, and he knows that he's pissed off a big animal in Big Andy, and Andy is definitely going to be looking to make him pay in the days to come. But
Yeah,
on
sir.
his journey, he might still be looking for a little bit of revenge, especially after the way the title match took place and how he did not end up with it. So would you say
Yeah.
that's fair to say, sir?
It's fair, but like I tell anybody, they can step in the ring with me and they can try, but trying only gets you so far.
That's
So,
very true.
Confidence.
I'm definitely going to see Aiden down the road. Once I get the belt, this ain't, in the wise words of Paul Heyman, this ain't a prediction. This is a spoiler because I'm going to get the No Limits belt back. And I will see Aiden Wright and
Big Andy,
Randy Rocker, Brent Banner, whoever it has to be. I'm going to see them regardless.
Once he puts that target on him, and that's what the belt is. When you win a title, it's a target. Then everybody comes after you. So he doesn't have that target as of now, but everybody else does. Everybody, until he gets or we get what we want, then we're fishing. We're sharks in the water. We smell the blood, and we're coming after it.
Dan, you mentioned something very important. See, because when you do have that title, you do have the biggest target on your back from everybody. There's a lot of people in those locker rooms that are looking to move up and advance their career, such as Jameson Shook, such as
Very
Chris Crunk. I mean,
Very
so
good,
you
very
might be asking for a very, very big fight in a very short time. So
Yeah,
are
I
you
want the big
prepared to meet those people?
Oh, I want the big fights. I want the best the South has to offer. I will take on anybody. I don't care.
Okay.
Smaller, bigger, quick, fighting. I don't care.
Let me
I
stop you
won't
right
sit
there
there.
because you might be asking for a huge fight because there's a big man that I know of that has taken a very special interest in Tony Evans. You know who I'm talking about? The one, the only superior Tony Evans. He might be interested in that.
If he is, bring it on.
Does he know where Chatsworth, Georgia is? Does he know where it's at?
If he does, I'm
This is somebody I followed it around a little bit. Who is Mr. Evans? I need to research Mr. Evans.
You don't know who
Yeah.
superior Tony Evans is?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have
Dan
to
the
play
Man
Dynamo
Carter.
with you. Yeah.
Dan the
let
Man
me-
Carter, I'm going to
educate-
school you a little bit.
Educate.
So
You piqued my
he
interest,
started-
so-
he started at World League Wrestling under Harley Race, and he moved himself out, and he's at Ohio Valley Wrestling currently, but he's also been in New South Pro Wrestling, where he has made a huge name for himself recently, and he's made mention that he wants to wrestle at RCW, and he wants the biggest and the baddest, and he wants all the championships that he can win. So that's why I'm mentioning this to you. Superior Tony Evans is going to be one of the men that you might be having to face in the future, sir. Are you willing, not only willing, but are you going to be ready for the challenge that persists if it comes out, Mr. Dye?
I'm always ready. It could be Tony Evans. It could be Alex Kane. I don't care who it is. I'm always willing to walk in that ring, no matter who my opponent is, and show them just because they're a big name or where they train, Doesn't mean they're better or lesser. We're equal, but I'm always going to be the better man at the end of it. So
The man's got confidence. That's what I love about him. And when I say he's the best independent wrestler, I don't speak that lightheartedly. I think that of him. I do think he is the best. He's not the biggest. He's not the baddest. I mean, he can throw punches, but yeah, that's not what he's about. Now you get it in the ring, and the bell rings. There's nobody better. So his confident game's there. So you can bring.
I mean, I don't think the rest of them are willing to put their body on the line and do what I do.
If they are, they still can't do it as well. I mean, but Mr. Evans, you say he is coming to RCW. I look forward to meeting the man.
I look forward to you meeting him as well, because that is going to be fireworks whenever you do, especially knowing what you know now, that he is coming for titles and he's coming to be the best inside of RCW. So you guys keep your head on a swivel, because it may happen one day very, very soon for you guys.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
I'm excited now.
I know,
I'm
right?
excited now.
I'm ready. Hey, bring it on. You got to cut a promo right now, Mr. Evans. Don't know you, but we're going to know you.
I'm extremely happy for you guys. Now, I know that you all have been working in Championship One Wrestling as well. You guys got a lot of stuff going on there. Let's take it back to the very beginning. When you walked into the doors of Championship One Wrestling, what was it like for you after you hit Gorilla, and who was your first opponent, and how did that outcome turn out, Zach?
Oh God, I've been on and off there since they started. I can't remember my first opponent, but since I came back, my first opponent was Rick Hayes.
Yeah, member of the GOV.
That old SOB.
Yeah, no, but he's currently in the
GOV, but he was a SOB at one point.
CJ Holloway and Rick Hayes.
Yep.
Yeah, the original
Yep.
SOBs. Yeah. But we see how the gang mentality works there at C1W. So
I'm familiar with the locker room.
Yeah.
So like my head's on the swivel in there anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's got his head on the swivel, and like I said, as a fan, I got to just sit there and I got to study people. So I know their champions, TK Arden. I know Alex Michaels is also a champion.
Well, it's Alex Michaels and AMJ are tag champions.
Alex Stevens.
Alex Stevens, not Alex Michaels. My bad.
Let me do this. This is why I do the talking, huh? But yeah, we know they've got a good stout locker room. They really do. And we look forward to working there, and that's just different people that we get to beat. So
that's very true. And you mentioned something very, very special that happened at C1W. We got to see it. TK Arden won that World Heavyweight Championship from them. And since then, he's kind of taking a back seat. So who do you see going for that World Heavyweight Championship? Do you see yourself in that picture?
We're not going to jump in and say that we're going straight for the top, because we do want to work our way up in C1W. And we're going to have to excuse us. We've got 12 cats. One of them just wanted to be in shop. But we are going to we're going to work our way up. The man I see going after it first, I think Cameron Cox is always going to want a rematch. And he was a worthy champion.
But AMJ, does he deserve a rematch? Dan, does he deserve it?
Well, yeah, I don't think that a former champion who loses a title automatically should get just an automatic return rematch. I think they have to do. I will say yes. Is he deserving? Yes. Cameron Cox is a very good worthy opponent for TK Arden. They've got history. Jaden Bain, Buck Manson. I mean, they've got a lot of names over there that could give TK Arden a good match.
I want Battle to go after
Christopher Battle. We've got a lot of respect for Christopher Battle.
A lot of history there with TK Arden too with Battle.
There you go. Christopher Battle would be a great C1W champion. So
I think he's had the mixed 104, but I don't think he's had the heavyweight. And that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good main champion right there.
Yeah. Christopher Battle. Any man who's fought for our country will sure enough fight for the people. So that's where Mr. Battle and I share a lot right there. We're both willing to do what it takes to make the people happy, to make sure our fans and that they're getting the best show that they can. So yeah, Christopher Battle is a great talent. I do like him a lot.
Well, you guys
But-
said that you're not going to go straight for the top. Where do you see yourself going? What championship
go-
do you see yourself putting yourself in?
We want to go through the whole roster. We'll start at the bottom, and I don't even know
I
who
want to go
the
for mix
bottom-
104.
You
I
wanna-
don't-
you
I
wanna
want mix
do-
104.
You want to jump after Alex Michaels and the rest of that idiots? Because you fight him, you got to fight Rick Hayes and his tag team partner, even Kevin's big ass. They got
Okay.
Roxy.
No, I want the mix 104.
Well, we're gonna have to probably work on our faction then, because we're gonna need some backup when we start doing that.
No, we don't even need faction. I just got to make some calls and I'll have backup real quick.
Oh, really? We need
But-
to talk.
I want the mix 104. That's the one championship I like there. I don't get me
You've
wrong.
never had it.
I will take the heavyweight, but I want the mix 104.
He's never held it. So yeah, Alex Stevens. Message goes out to you. Put it up. We'll be there.
Excellent. So you want to go after the Mix 1041 champion, Alex Stevens, who's a part of none other than that stupid old faction that they've got running around the GOV. You want to make sure that he
Alex Michaels.
Alex Michaels, not Alex
Not
Stevens.
Alex,
Stevens.
excuse
Yeah,
me. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. So you want to make sure that you're going after his son, and you know that he takes special interest in his sons, both of them. He takes a very special interest, and he's made sure that they stay on top of their game and that they have that family at the top of their list at all times. So you're calling them out. You're calling them out right now. Are you prepared for anything else that comes with calling them out, especially with Alex Michaels having the Mix 1041 championship? I mean, you got the GOV behind him. You got all the grumpy old vets going to come after you, and you know it. And you said you could make one phone call and you could have just as many, if not more people there to have your back,
Yep.
Zach. But you know, just as I do in this business, one phone call could also cost you more than you're willing to pay. Are you willing to pay that price, sir?
I'm willing to pay the price. I will pay the price. If it needs to be done, it needs to be done.
It ain't have to be done yet, though.
No, I don't think anytime soon. But if it needs to be done, it will be done.
But yeah, you called them the what they are, the grumpy old veterans. Since they're so old, I call them getting on Viagra. So that's GOB. Yeah, they have that gang mentality. I mean, they even picked up that kid Xavier now. He's part of the GOB. So well, I guess then it would be the Gang of Virgins. I don't know, but I like to cut up and make fun of people, but at the same time, I'm talking serious. Y'all are not Zach Dye. So we're not worried about none of y'all. I mean, if you want to do the gang mentality thing, all right, then we'll do our little phone call things. But no, we ain't worried about them.
If I was worried, I wouldn't do
I
it.
mean, we've already seen how they react. We had Rick Hayes the last time we was there. Big old fella. Hey, yeah, he got the W on us, but it was
I had him beat till he low blowed me.
It was outside interference. So, I mean, you got Roxy jumping up on the stage and not out. So yeah, we see how they operate. So we're gonna have to up
the ante. Up the ante.
Like I said, I'm not opposed to hitting people with canes, and I am Chief Kick a Bitch from the Slapahoe tribe, so there's always that. So
That's a good one. That's a good one. I heard that one before. I like that.
But yeah, well, we're ready for anything. Talk to the man.
I'm always ready. I mean, never dies my slogan for a reason, or my gimmick, or whatever you want to call it, for a reason.
And it's that's true.
Because you can bring the whole gang. I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to get up and fight. I don't
And
care if I
keep
have to
fighting.
fight one of you, two of you, all three of you, the whole. No, I'll keep fighting.
one thing about it, I may be old and crippled up, but
You can still swing a cane.
I can still swing a cane.
That's
And
right.
hey, I had a match recently at 60, almost 60 years old. I had my
At the show we never speak of.
at the show we never speak of again. I had my first, last, and only. But I'm not afraid to do it. I'm not afraid of no man. I like to get along with everybody, but some people just can't get along with. Some people just GOV's starting to, they're starting to piss me off, even though we was just there one time, had one match. Yeah, well, we see how they operate. So we're ready. If he wants to go after that belt, Alex Michaels, stand up, give the man a title shot. Leave the rest of the groupies in the back.
Well, Dan, I'm glad that you mentioned that. I'm glad that you mentioned your age because you are almost the exact same age as one Ricky Morton. And one of the things that he said is that caught my eye when I was talking to him last is he told me, he said, there's a reason I'm 60. I'm still in the business. It's because I'm not afraid to tell people no. And I'm not afraid to let people know that if we're wrestling, but you're not going to hit me with a chair and you're not going to throw me on a ladder and you're not going to throw me into the ring post and hurt me. He said, he said, there's a reason that I'm 60 and I'm still doing this and why all my other friends are no longer in the business. So, just from being your age and knowing that you have that wisdom and that guidance, that if you need to step in, you can step in, but there is a limit that you can take it to, and it's the only place that you can go. And if the GOV decides to step up and they decide to put you into the match and they decide to make you a spectacle in front of everybody, you're going to have an answer for them. You have to be prepared for that, Dan. Are you ready?
I am ready to an extent, but like he said, there's other people in the back that actually do have my back. And I didn't find that out until I had my match, and I was almost in the Tiger Driver. I was fixing to get really, really hurt, and somebody from the back came out. Luckily, the match was no disqualification, and I'll even say his name. The Warden had my back, and he come out there, interfered in the match. He hit his move and rolled me over, and I got the W. So my one and done. Even though it was outside interference, I would like to have settled it in the ring myself. I was glad that I had somebody that was watching before I did get hurt.
But no matter what, we always have someone who is willing to help us.
Absolutely.
Like I have,
Absolutely.
I have some friends, but also have acquaintances who are willing to help.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather have friends.
Well, you very well may need them, especially going against GOV at C1W. Just to be honest with you, you very well need to call whoever you need to call and cash in that. Cash in all your favors you can cash in, because I'm going to tell you, it may get to the point that you might have a War Games match with them, or you might be stuck in a cage with them, or you might have a death match with them, and you have to be prepared for that to come out, because if it does, it's not going to be just Zach Dye versus Alex Michaels. It's not going to be just Zach Dye versus Little Alex. It's not going to be any of that. It's going to be you versus them all, and you have to realize that. So you're going to have to call your favors in at some point in time, Zach.
Yeah.
So be prepared for it when it happens, because you never know the night that they are going to strike and willing to attack you. Fair enough?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I got favors. I'll cash in real quick.
All right. Yeah. Let's talk about some RCW action this Saturday night, though.
Absolutely. Tell us about it.
Man, this Saturday night, like I said, this man is the new #1 contender, but it was almost not the case because of Brent Banner coming in and interfering himself into his match. Why? We don't know. All you know is Brent Banner came out there, interjected himself, and this guy is one of the best, man. He's had every title there is to have an RCW, probably more than once. Muscles on top of muscles, but he's got that pebble brain. We call him the Pebble. Look, he's pulling stuff up from RCW. Yes, sir. I like it. Yeah, but that is home to us. We will be there this Saturday night. And
speaking of, there's me versus Aiden right there.
This was the match. Great match it was. Thank you very much. Yeah, check this match out. Very good match. But yeah, this is where Zach wins the right to face Randy Rocker.
But I know why he came out there, but he was out there for the wrong reason. It's because we had a triple threat. Me versus him versus Christopher Battle for the #1 contender. Because we had that whole night of two triple threats to determine
Aiden won his. Yes.
To determine who goes to the last show to have #1 contender. And I took out Battle with my finishing move and got the pin. And Brent's all tore up about it, so he wanted to come out and do something about it instead of just coming out and talking to me like a man or trying to fight me like a man. He has to take the coward's way out and sneak attack me.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So
but all he did was pissed us off.
Because this Saturday, his ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower.
That's right. But yeah, big things are happening in RCW too, man. Like I said earlier, with the moving around and going to different shows and all the shows we did and the shows we're fixing to do, it's growing. It's a growing brand, and we're happy to be part of it.
Well, let's talk about that, Dan, because we were on River City Media earlier. We got to speak about it for just a few seconds there, but we have fans that aren't on River City Media and aren't on any of our other social medias, but they're right here with us tonight on Facebook, and they'd like to know what's going on. So what's going to be happening in RCW in the next coming weeks?
Okay, very good. Yeah, all right. We've got at RCW this Saturday night, and then all right, Friday, that next week we're off, but the weekend of WrestleMania, we are doing a show on Friday, not Saturday or Sunday. We don't want to mess with WrestleMania. We want our fans to be able to watch it. So we are doing all cage matches Friday, the 18th of April. So,
and we have some church shows coming up.
In Tennessee, that's coming up April 26th. That's the following Saturday. We'll be at the church shows. That's in May.
I think
that's gonna be a 4:00 show. But yeah, man, we're
which promotions on those church shows?
It's RCW.
RCW. It's gonna be RCW. Okay, all right.
RCW getting some church shows.
Yeah, we do school shows. We're doing church shows. Hey, call us up. We'll do any kind of show.
We'll do a show in your backyard.
Yeah, that's right. We'll bring up the money. Bring up the ring. Set it up. And have a show, man.
You said on River City Media that you guys were going to be going to Benton, Tennessee, and running the circuit down there. Tell us about that. When's that going to be taking place?
That's the one that's going to happen on the 26th of April. Where they used to run the old barn down there, and I think the show that we're running is going to be close to that area. I hate to sound like a dummy because I don't have all the details in front of me. But yeah, we will be in Benton, and it is somewhere around the old barn that they used to have shows back in the day. So,
well, Dan, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I will get the information out on Wrestle Talk with the Rabid Beaver. We will post it out for you guys for RCW. We'll make sure that the right information is getting put out at the right time. So don't worry about that. We will be hosting for you. We know, Zach, that some stuff is going to be happening here in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be real near and dear to your heart. There's going to be some tryouts that are going to be taking place at the School of Morton. I didn't know if you were going to be a part of that or be available to be a part of that with the School of Morton. There's a TNA tryout and NWA tryouts for several different territories, JCP, Exodus Pro. You've got World League Wrestling. You've also got Aaron Stevens going to be talking about the South Dog Pound. He's looking for extra people there. I didn't know if you guys were going to be involved in that, but it's going to be taking place the 5th of April. If you guys are interested, just to let you know, that's out there. Are you guys going to be a part of that?
That's the day we have a show.
That's this Saturday.
Yeah, we have a show Saturday.
Yeah, we do. What time is that? What time is that and where is it?
It's going to be in Newport, Tennessee. It's going to be at the Morton Arena in Newport, Tennessee, and it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the tryouts for the Seminole.
Yeah,
to get up there, do that, and come back and have the show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to put you on my list. And here's what's going to happen. The next time that they host something, you guys will be the first ones that get it. And that way you guys can make a plan and have an action plan centered. And that way you guys can know when it's going to be happening. That way we can plan this out and we can have great shows and great opportunities for everybody. One of the reasons I said that is because, Zach, I know that you're one of the hardest working men in professional wrestling currently. You're one of the hardest working men on the Southern Circuit. You've been going anywhere and everywhere that would have you. And you've been putting on great shows for everybody. You and Dan the Man both. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't say this very lightly, but I'm going to say you deserve to be seen in front of a bigger audience and a bigger crowd. You deserve to be seen by talent scouts, ID scouts, whether it's from the NWA, whether it's from WWE ID, whether it's from TNA, whoever it's in front of. You deserve to be seen in front of it and take whatever they give you whenever you get the chance to be in it. If they give you feedback, you take it and you use it to your advantage. You make sure you have no weaknesses. And that way, the next time or whatever time it is that you get your call, it's going to be perfect for you. So I want to keep you up on that as well. Dan the Man, Zach. So you guys got some Renegade Championship Wrestling going to be taking place April 5th as well. Tell us about the bell time, how much tickets cost, all that good stuff, and where it's going to be at.
All right, alternate 52 in Chatsworth, Georgia. Bell time 8 o'clock. Doors open at 7. Think the
Ticket prices were like 10.
I think it's $10. Yeah,
$10.
I think it's
Yeah,
maybe cheaper
kids-
for kids.
Kids 5 and under, like
5 and under free.
I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But yeah, a great, always a great show.
Family friendly. Family friendly.
Family friendly. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
It runs to about what 10:30. It's like a little
Yeah,
decent
yeah.
2.5 hour show.
Yeah, about 2.5 hours, and you'll see
Cards
some of
stacked from top to bottom.
always, man. Everywhere we go, it's always a great card. We don't care if it's RCW, we don't care if it's C1W. Man, everybody around this area puts on great shows. We got some talented wrestlers around this area.
I mean,
We
yeah,
do.
there's a lot of great talent, but RCW I think is probably up in that area, probably
It's
the
the
best
best,
show.
man. It's the home. It's our home.
It's home.
And they, like I said, Big Andy, Brent Banner, the besties. Man, we got
Well, future presentation now,
well,
but there's
yeah.
I think there's no show that we cannot keep up with or compete with.
Anybody.
RCW is putting on banger show after banger show after banger show.
We're happy to be there.
Very much happy to be there.
Well, you mentioned a tag team there that has actually turned into a thruple. You mentioned the Besties for Life. And I know that, Dan, you've got some problems with one of the members there of the thruple. Would you like to discuss it a little bit before we go?
It ain't really a problem. It's just Joey Gambino kind of gets under my last nerve sometimes. And it's nothing. He's a great guy. He really is. He's done a lot in the business, but I do look forward to working with him in the near future. Yeah,
It's going to be fun.
It's
It's going to be
yeah,
fun.
I've got some things to say. So we'll
anything you want to say? Anything you want to say right here, right now? I mean, you can let it be known. We're just the messenger. Don't shoot us. We're just going to let it happen.
Yeah, these are things I kind of want to say face to face, like when
This is a way for people to come watch. If they're interested, here's how we do it. If they're interested in what you have to say, they should come watch the show.
Yeah, yeah, because these are seriously things that I do want to say to his face, in his presence. And like I said, it's nothing bad. We respect everybody. We're good guys. But yeah, there's certain people, there's an itch there. You just got to scratch it every now and then. It's not like a mosquito where you have to slap it, But yeah,
I think we keep it and let these wonderful people
contemplate. That is one I'm going to save. I'm going to save that one for the fans. Yeah.
So it's just fair to say he just gets on your nerves a little bit, and you definitely want to give him a slap or two with that cane every once in a while.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Even the best of people deserve a good be hit with a cane every now and then.
But yeah, what did you call them?
The thruple.
The thruple. Yeah. They're running around as a thruple now. The Besties for Life, they were pretty much together since birth, and now they've got a third member, so it's the thruple that's going on.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that one will get used.
Y'all are welcome. Well, guys, for anybody that's out there watching who doesn't know you guys, you have the floor right now to say anything you want to say before we go. Go ahead for both of you.
Let's see here. I'll just give people the rundown. I am Never Die Zach Die. I'm based out of Chattanooga. I will wrestle anywhere, everywhere, anybody. I don't care, man, woman, because even some of the women put on good matches. I've been in the business almost 8 years now, and my goal is to give fans a reason to get away from the world and have a good time and enjoy the money they spend to come watch something they love or gets them away from all the troubles they have. So,
and I am new to the business, living my dream. I am the bad influence. I am the tobacco spitting, cane hitting, head splitting Dan, the manager Carter. And hey, I think the world's this guy's he's going to take over. He is. I'm glad to be part of it. I look forward to other people approaching us, wanting to be part of what we're doing. Especially if somebody's having a little trouble with their mic skills or something like that, and but you've got all the in-ring potential. man, come and talk to me. I'll be happy to help you out. But our main thing is, and my main thing is, I am a wrestling fan first and foremost. I will watch every match that goes on in the back, in the front. I don't care. I'm going to watch the entire show every time I go because I love it. I am a professional wrestling fan and I do what I do for the fans. So I'm a fan first.
Excellent. Now, I have to mention something because I know that you, Dan the Man, and you, Zach, you might cross paths with these two at some point in time. It's the Rose family, Pat Rose and his son, Ty Rose.
I've ran into Ty a couple times.
What are your thoughts?
Big old boy, man. Hey, I love the guy though. He's got a lot of, and there again, another new talent coming around, and he's working some at C1. He's working some at RCW. He's getting his name out there. His dad has even took him to Pikeville. I mean, TY is
he's going to do good things.
He is going to do great things. I mean, his daddy was a great star back in the day, but there you go. TY, he's a big old boy. He's a big, strong guy.
I'd love to have the match with him. I think it'd be very entertaining and very hard hitting.
But he's not Zach Dye.
No.
Well, Zach, I would be doing my job if I didn't stir the pot a little bit. You know that he was scheduled against Lex Lee not too long back, and Lex decided the first match that he was hurt that he wasn't going to do it. The second match, he decided he wasn't going to show. And I think it's kind of messing with the psyche of Ty a little bit. And you mentioned that you might love to have a match with him one day. Are you going to play games with him just as Lex Lee is playing?
No. Nope. We don't play games. I mean, I'll tell jokes, but
when it comes to wrestling, I'm all about business.
Yeah, he's all about business. That's why, I mean, yeah, you let me do the what I do outside, and he'll do what he does inside, and that's win championships.
It's not even championships. I just put on good matches.
Yeah, great matches.
And I'll wrestle anybody that's put in front of me. I want to wrestle Ty.
But yeah, I'm
not going to get hurt or no show or nothing. If the opportunity comes up to wrestle Ty, I will be there early to make sure I have that match with Ty.
And he will get his hands on Lex Lee at some point real soon. I mean, it's going to happen. Yeah, he can't run forever. So
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You might be able to fake today. You might be able to no-show tomorrow, but eventually Ty Rose is going to catch on to where you're at and when you're at, and he's going to get his hands on you, Lex. So I'm going to tell you right now, you better be prepared for it because you have been campaigning for that ass whooping, and you're about to get elected for it, Lex. Just going to tell you.
That sounds like the same thing Brent Banner did, didn't it? Yeah, just campaigning for an ass whooping. So yeah, Brent's getting his this weekend.
Lex Lee will get
I hope that's this weekend. I like a good fight.
All right, guys. My last question for you is: would you like to come back on Wrestle Talk with Rabid Beaver sometime?
God, yeah, sooner the better, man. Yeah, anytime you want us on, just hit us up, and we're there. Yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely. We'll get it set up at a later date for you guys. We'll have you guys come back, and I'll message you guys privately, and we'll do that. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Zach Dye, Dan the Man Carter, thank you guys so much for being here, and I wouldn't be doing my job right. Zach, do you have any merchandise for sale currently?
I have photos. I have my old T-shirts. My new ones are in the works right now. I have the design and everything. I'm just waiting to get a good shirt deal for them.
We need to get some Allegiant stuff made, but I currently also have I've got jersey type shirts that I sell. I've got those available, but they're all pre-order, prepay, because they have to be made. They have to be sublimations, what they are. And they come custom. They'll say my name, Dan the Manager, on the back, but they'll have your name on the front. So, but yeah. So we're working on other stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have merch.
All right. And if anybody out there is watching would like to book you guys, how could they book you?
You can get at me on Facebook at Zachary Dye. You can email me at Zachary2999@yahoo.com. Instagram, and you have an email too, right?
Oh yeah, I've got email dogfans812@yahoo.com, or you can reach me at Dan the Man Carter on Facebook. Yeah, I don't do all, like I said earlier, I don't do all the beavers and the camel toes and all the stuff that you got going on, but
I got a lot going on. It's bad.
You do have a lot. Boy, he listed that shit earlier. Yeah. You have time to sleep, son?
No. And that's one of the things is, one of the things that Harley Race told us, he said, if you really love the business, he said, you're going to do whatever it takes to be in it. He said, if that means you've got 16, 17, 18, 20-hour days, you're going to have those days for a while until you get where you want to be. He said, but once you get where you want to be, those days are going to dwindle down and you'll have 12, 14-hour days instead of the 20-hour days. He said, but you've got to live it. You got to breathe it. You got to ingest it in your sleep. Whenever you sleep, you got to be thinking about it. You think about it all the time. And that's one of the biggest things he ever said to me that stuck with me for a lot. It'll stick with me for a lifetime because he told the truth. I mean, there's not very many people in this business that want to tell you the truth and want to slap you with it sometimes, especially when you're being stupid or you don't know you're being stupid. He was the type of person that would physically get a hold of you and then he would sit you down and talk to you about it later. And he told me that one time. He said, you got to make your mind up, son. He said, do you want to join the circus? Or do you want to just sit around here and play like you're joining the circus? He said, because if you're not living it and you're not breathing it, you're not going to be in it very long. So, that's what it is to it is if you don't breathe it, you don't live it, you don't have it, it's not going to happen for you. So I'm just telling you right now. And I know you guys are sold out. You guys have sold your heart out to it. You've sold your mind out to it. You sold your days out to it. You sold your nights out to it. And he told me something else too, because I was working in television. Whenever I started traveling with him, I'd go with him on the weekends or find a way to Missouri to get to him on the weekends. And he told me, he just flat out said it very much. He said, there's going to be a time where you're going to have to choose your real job or wrestling. And he said, I hope you choose wrestling. He said, because if you choose wrestling, it'll become a real job for you. But if you choose your real job, you'll never get back into wrestling. He just said it flat like that. And he was right on the money. You have to decide what you're going to do with your life. And so guys, you may come to those crossroads at some point. Anybody that's watching out there, you may come to those crossroads at some point. You may not even know where to go. You may not know what to do, but I'm here to tell you there's lots of schools that are out there. There's lots of places you can go. The School of Morton is one of the greatest places that you can go to learn. Casey Kazana, Kinsey Page are the head trainers. Ricky Morton, of course. Roosevelt's going to be out there. You're going to have a lot of people who have industry standard stuff. Danny Jones, that's up in Kingsport, Tennessee at about said Innovate Championship Wrestling, but it's not Innovate. It's Net Pro Studios LLC is where he's at. You guys give him a call out there in Kingsport, Tennessee today. He's a great trainer. He's an excellent guy for you guys to get a hold of. Dr. Tom Pritchard, of course, at JPWA. He's one of the best people, the best trainers inside the business. He can get you ready for anything. He does beginner all the way to advanced, and he has continuing courses after you get out, so you don't have to worry. And I know Casey has said this many times when I've been with Casey Kazana. He said, what I don't know, Dr. Tom does. And if you'll go see Dr. Tom, he'll get you where you need to be if I can't get you there. So, there's always somewhere for you to grow, somewhere for you to learn, and somewhere for you to do. And all you got to be is sold out to the business. Just get your heart sold out, get your mind sold out, and start where you start. It doesn't matter if you're 300 pounds, 500 pounds, 700 pounds. It does not matter where you're at. It's about where you're going, because you'll lose the weight. You'll lose everything that's holding you back, and you'll gain everything that you need to get you where you're going. Fair enough, guys?
Fair enough.
Great advice, man. And great knowledge. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys are very welcome. Thank you guys for being here once again. And like I said, you heard it here first on Wrestle Talk with the Rabid Beaver. Thank you very much, Zach Dye, Dan the Man Carter. Don't be hitting nobody with that cane there too often. You'll get in trouble.
You're tipping me off.
I'll just count it off as you're senile.
Working on it.
Y'all have a great evening. Thank you guys so much. Until the next time, you heard it here first on Wrestle Talk with the Rabid Beaver. Bye, guys.